All right, let's start this panel going. And I'm always good with intros, so this is the intro. We're all up and going. Yes, and this is the GothCon panel where we're going to talk about character creation, and we're using the Eon engine, as I like to call it, because it's such a wonderful inspiration for character creation. And we're going to do an easy version of character creation with Eon, because it can can take some time if you get into all the meta and adding the points everywhere. But we're going to use the inspiration from the background stories and the event stories to create characters. And from that character creation, we're going to try to weave together the connection between the characters. So we have a nice, good background story for our characters. And from that, we're going to come up with a premise for an adventure.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds great.
Yes. Character creation is very important for me, at least. Because one problem I have with many RPGs, maybe it's just because I'm not very creative on my own, but when you create a character, it's just a bunch of numbers. And you don't get that really deep connecting story, or you don't get to relate to the character until you played an entire campaign. Then it's oh my god, yeah, I have this all this backstory and this happened and oh wow. But not when you have just created the character. Then it's just numbers.
Yeah.
And for me to really get a feel for the game, or what I'm supposed to do, or how to actually role play the character, I liked some something to work with.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think that's very interesting from system to system, how it varies so much, how much they decide to put this into them. And it's I suppose it comes down to the creators of the system, what kind of players do we want, or are we trying to kind of satisfy everyone by having these this is an alternative, because there are some very light versions in some games of doing a little short back story, and it feels very limited.
Yeah.
I'm also going to say hello. My name is Hjalmar. I'm from the podcast Red Moon Roleplaying.
I'm not used to guests, so thank you for introducing yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a broad strokes kind of character person. I'm Ian McAllister from the Brainwaves podcast and Cult of the Old. And yeah, I tend towards games like Blades in the Dark, which I'm running later today, Gone, things like that, which are much more broad strokes, maybe have a couple of things to hang that character idea on, and characters sort of connection, as you put it, sort of comes out during play. So I'm more that type of player as well as a GM. I prefer that sort of more broad strokes thing. So I'm interested to see what Eon does that you like in that, because always interested to see different systems and how they sort of approach that kind of thing.
Awesome. And my name is Emil, by the way.
Hi, Emil.
Hi guys.
How's it going?
And this is of course the ROR, rollspel och annat roligt, role-playing games and other fun stuff. That's what it stands for.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And we're opening the podcast room in here, the live podcast room. This is the first session.
Oh yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
In the entire GothCon, and you can tell that not everyone has been checked in yet, because hello everyone, hello. It is us at present.
Yes. But it's a strong start still, I think. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm here to go, and I got
awesome.
my cat with me, so we're good.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, this is going to be great. Okay, so I guess we just get started.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And this is pretty cool as well, because we're actually using the latest version of Eon, the one that's from today. It's the Kickstarter started 2 days ago. So this is very fresh.
Oh, wow.
I don't know Eon at all. Can you give me a little bit of background about where it comes from, how old it is, the sort of broad strokes of what it is?
Thank you. Yes,
the broad strokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the broad strokes.
Yeah.
This is a very deep and expanded world and system.
Sure.
It has a lot of rules and lots of lore and background stories for countries and species and cultures.
Right.
And it's a medieval fantasy setting.
Okay.
But with a feel of realism.
Okay. Sure.
But still with that
Sort of grittiness to it.
Yes.
Yeah, and death is slightly close at hand.
just
in
around
this
the
game.
corner.
It's
Yeah,
very good.
okay.
I first played this game 20 years ago. Yeah, well, I was doing our military service, and I had a group
Wow.
of medics, and they all we were all role players, and yeah, we got into Eon a little bit. But I think it's evolved quite a lot since then, and I'm also very curious to see what they're doing in the last one, because I don't really remember there being that much. I mean, okay, that wasn't the latest time I did. 2019, I think, pre-COVID, we had a Eon session with Redmond Role Playing here as well. But still, maybe you got handouts at that point. So now I'm like, okay, let's get down to it from the start and where it actually comes.
So it's been around a while then. You
It's
mentioned
been
20 years.
around
Yeah.
a while,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yes.
plenty of systems have come and gone, I
A
think.
lot has happened since the earlier versions, from the first to third versions. They were pretty much the same, but mostly expanded upon
Yeah. Right.
first. Then with the fourth one, they sort of trimmed it down a little bit,
Sure.
because you can really get into the really big details in the third
Sure.
version, third edition. Fourth edition, they sort of skimmed it down a little bit, took away some of the details, but they still had the depth of the
Right.
character creations and the feel of the world, and but it was sort of limited to this one area of the world. But now with the fifth edition, it has expanded and opened up the entire world again. So now you can you can dip your toe in all the different cultures and religions and the intrigues, and so yeah, it's a beautiful system.
Cool.
Exciting.
Oh yeah,
Interested to see it.
yes. So we are going to start off. And I'm going to pick, like I said, we're going to ease this down a little bit. But
Sure.
I'm going to skim this down to a region, because if you follow this step by step, first you choose a country of origin. And I'm going to choose the country of Asharia. I'm going to translate it as I go. This is going to be very interesting.
Asharia. Is this a Swedish role-playing game?
This is Swedish role-playing
It is,
game.
yeah.
Has it ever had an English translation?
No.
Okay.
And I don't know why. So yeah, I'm going to try and find out actually why.
Because the publisher is at the con.
Yes.
I think so,
That's
yeah.
right,
I'll
that's
go
right.
and have a chat with them at some point.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Maybe they think, there's too
I
many
mean,
things on the market
there's a
already.
lot
and
of-
it's catering to
Yeah,
old
there's a lot of
fans.
medieval fantasy
Yeah.
role-playing games out there, right? And it's
Yeah.
like translation and then publishing and putting it out over there. It's
Exactly.
like, that's a big risk.
For some reason, I started thinking about what's it called, the Dark Eye or something like that, which is like is it Black? I mix these up. It's a German publisher.
I'm vaguely aware of that name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, not going there today, so
Yeah.
silence Hjalmar.
Yes. We'll probably have time for something later.
Yes.
Hopefully for some discussion.
Yeah.
So, and for the sake of to be pretty simple about this, I'm going to. You know what? We actually do have some time.
We've got 2 hours.
Yeah, we got 2 hours, man.
That's a decent character creation.
I just
time.
talked about this. It's been so stressful at work, so I'm like still like wound up. Like, let's get
We'll
to
take it
this.
easy now. We're going to enjoy ourselves here.
Thank you,
There'll be
Hjalmar.
plenty of playtime this whole weekend. So
Yeah.
I'm like, let's keep the energy level, smooth and
Yeah,
flowing.
we're going to try and tone it down a little bit. Get some ASMR feel to this.
If you want to go there, sure.
So all these countries have of course, different cultures and species that usually lives around these areas.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on how strict you want to be about the lore, that's what you're limited
what
to.
stands out and what's normal
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
in Asharia.
Yes, exactly. And Asharia is actually a pretty diverse country in this setting, fantasy setting. So, of course, you have the Asharians. That's the what's it called?
The natives?
Thank you, natives.
Yeah.
And it's a species of humans.
Okay.
And it's very pretty traditional medieval culture, I'd say. So yeah, nothing new there for nerds.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then there's also some of the let's call these the Sirifalians.
Sirifalians.
Also a species of humans, a different culture. Very Venetian, I'd like to say. Very trading. They're sort of...
Little capes going on there over the shoulder.
Oh yeah, I get that feel as well. Yeah. They are very educated people. They always have money, and they walk around and they think that they know best, and they're just better than everyone else.
Yeah.
And then there's the Krag and the Arians. And they are basically a barbarian sort of people, but they stand out because they are huge in compared to other people. The normal height of most people are like in centimeters, 170, 180 maybe.
Sure.
These guys are way over 2 meters tall.
Okay.
They are the NBA of the country.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Then there's I'm going to translate it as missiles.
Okay.
And they are like these sort of this world's hobbits-ish. But they look like children elves.
Okay.
They have these tall, pointy ears.
Okay.
Sure.
And they are very compassionate. They like food and like getting along, having a good time.
So less hairy than hobbits then.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Close to sort of halflings and sort of Games Workshop-y kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yes, that's a very good one. And then there's the Pyre elves. And they are elves, but compared to other clans of elves, they sort of accumulated to the local cultures, and they live amongst humans, and they are elves, but they are basically the same culture as
city elves.
City elves. Yes. Then there's the Zolod dwarves. It's a clan of dwarves, and they are basically the same as the Pyars. They are accumulated to the cultures, and they live in cities with humans and live in harmony.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's the Tyrak people, and primarily from the Marnak family. And this is sort of I've always sort of, to get a feel of them, call them like half-orcs of this world. And this is a very interesting people. You can have an entire session just talk about these guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they come in 3 variants. And they are the small Gurd. And they are like halfling-sized, hairy. They're sort of the annoying cast of the people. Anywhere they are, they're sort of impulsive, and they're annoying sort of people.
And that's why you like them?
That's one reason, maybe. But that's one of them. Then there's the slightly larger one, and then that's where they get the name, the Tyrak.
Okay.
And they are sort of they're the most common form of Tyrak.
Yeah.
And they are pretty big. They are around 180 tall.
Oh, like me.
Okay.
They're taller than me as well. Damn it. My complex is going to...
I mean, well, that's catfish, and you can play any size person you want, really.
This is why I love fantasy.
Yeah.
I can actually be tall.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo!
And I get to be short.
I mean, it's not all it's cracked up to be. People ask you to get things down from shelves all the time, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and you don't hit your head as well, so I
that's
get
true.
that one going.
Yeah.
They're very common, these people, but they have all these Tyraks have a very bad reputation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they have a very complex history of wars and plunder, and they have these different caste or families, and all the bad reputation comes from the what are they called? The Frak.
Okay.
And they are basically cannibal barbarian stereotype, almost Stone Age people, and they live in the mountains. They live in the in the forest, in the marshes, you can always find the frack everywhere, and they are violent and they are bad news.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So all the bad reputations come from that.
Interesting.
Like I
So
said,
they're spreading this, like, they come here
bad
because they did
stereotype.
something
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. And
Are they like monstrous in their like looks or something? When you say half orcs, I'm thinking.
yes, it's sort of monstrous because they have like this predominant jaws, and
Yeah.
they have this small tusks coming out, and they're pretty hairy. And at least the Tyrak, they are pretty thick boys and girls.
Okay.
And a quick fun fact is because they are a matriarchal society.
Okay. Yeah.
Female are at the top of the.
Sure.
They're always the leaders, and they're always the most respected.
All right.
So they have all the important roles.
So when you talk about this race and you talk about the barbarians, I mean, I don't know how much we're going to go into it or all
But
of
this
these
is
things.
interesting. So
all right, let's go.
I'll try to look at the watch a couple of times. But yeah.
I'll just count on you to take the lead and lead us to the next thing.
Please
if we
help
need
me.
to. Okay, then, all right, then I'll look at the clock as well. But I was going to say,
Yeah.
so when you say, because you mentioned these two that kind of stand out a little bit, and they feel, when you describe them as they are slightly more outside of the civilization, when you said like here's the city dwarves, the city elves, and the Venetian humans that sound like very much cityscape, and the other ones as well, then I'm thinking like, okay, so are these outside of the civilization usually, or
the Marnak caste of the Tyrak, they are city living people.
Okay.
So they are accumulated into the cultures, and they live in human societies.
What's a typical Tyrak profession?
Dock workers, bodyguards, miners, they sort of get placed in that category usually because
Physical
of their
work,
because of their physical. They are very strong people, but they are at least as intelligent as any other human.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's just that because of the history, and they are a warlike culture because of their religion and everything.
Okay.
So they have that going for them. But the Marnak is the exception of the rule because they are accumulated into any society. They even sometimes adopt the religions of the different cultures.
All right.
So
Interesting.
it's a very interesting people, these guys.
Yeah, sure.
And then there's the third type of the Tyrak, and that is the infamous Truk.
Okay.
And these guys are huge.
Okay.
They are way over 2 meters tall. They are huge muscles. They are, if you run into the forest and you meet this frack, the barbarian sort of cast of these guys, and there's a Truk among them, it's bad news. It's basically one of the worst things you can run into in this world, in the wild.
A bit of they have a cave troll feel.
Yeah.
Sort of. And sometimes they actually have cave trolls.
Oh,
Sure.
All right,
Okay.
there you go.
But yeah, so like I said, this is a very interesting.
And this is just
race.
this is just one area of the Seine. Is all these races in it?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There's a bunch more.
Yeah.
And the Marnak are the predominant family in Asharia. But then there is also the frack. You can always find the frack in the wild.
Yeah.
Sure.
And out in the seas, sailors. There's the Bazirk. And they are also Tyraks of all different sizes, like I just said, but they are sailors, pirates, and traders.
Okay.
So yeah, it's very, very interesting people, these guys. So yeah, these are the majority of the cultures that you find in Asharia. Does anyone speak out to you? Do because we'll have time to get into that, and that's sort of we'll not, like I said, we're not going to get into the meta of it all, but like an inspiration of like, okay, the relations between the characters, and to get inspiration for a good adventure.
Yeah, the Marinok, is it? It's a sort of half orc city orcs. Yeah.
Half orc city orc. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that speaks to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Du kan komma in om du vill sitta och lyssna. Nah. That's good.
That's us told.
Yes.
But tiny childlike elves.
Very popular.
Okay.
Very popular. Yes. Most adventure parties have a missile in the midst.
A little missile.
Yes.
I think that's what I feel more than anything else, that we need a missile in here. So maybe it's not like necessarily like I want to play this, but there needs to be one.
It'll be a contrast to the giant half-orc.
Yep, I would think so. You could
yeah.
like throw me into all kinds of places.
Absolutely.
Get up there.
Yep.
Maybe I could be some kind of acrobat then.
Oh, there you go. We're already getting started. So a missile, you're leaning towards the half city orc.
Yep.
Yeah. Which size? The big guys, the slightly less bigger guys,
I think the big
small guy?
I think the big guys.
The big guys.
Yeah.
Thick boys.
Yep.
Missile, and I'm going to add an Asharian just to get some extra
Do it.
flavor to it all.
Some of the natives.
Yes. Good. And now we get into the fun part. We are going to actually roll some dice and see what backgrounds we have to work with.
Okay.
And I'm going to start with the Hjalmar, I guess.
Nice.
And you just roll a D100, and we will do that 2 times. And then you will pick one that feels like, yeah, I can use this. And this is just an inspiration for your character.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be your character's exact background, but it can be maybe the parents did this, or they come from a culture where this was common.
Yeah.
Or just something that very, very early influenced their lives.
Very cool. Before I roll, I do get curious. Is this how they usually start? Because so often it's like a race, and then you kind of go into attributes usually, don't you? But it's interesting. I'm just curious. Is that where it usually starts with a system, that it usually goes quite quickly into the backgrounds?
This is where it all starts, because if we were to get into the meta, maybe we can take some notes about the meta, of course, and then if time runs away from us, then I'll just speed it up.
Yeah,
Sure.
Because that is interesting, because that also sort of forms out the character.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm very good at arguing with people. I'm very good at hiding. So it sort of adds the flavor of the character.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, we can absolutely take notes of it.
Because I feel like very often you kind of get that fairly late on in the character creation, where you are like, okay, so now we're adding a backstory, and like, oh, and that can play with this, and that can explain this, and like you start to make it that way. So I like it that this comes fairly early on. Of course, sometimes you just sit and have the discussion in the group if you know everything really well. Like, okay,
and this is what I like about Eon, because all these attributes and when you add the points and everything, this is the very end.
Yeah.
So you get all this inspiration. He's very good at this. Oh my God, he hurt his leg at some point in his life.
You kind of already know some things that you might want.
Yeah. So it's very cool. So yeah.
First roll.
Let's do this.
46, Swedish country code.
46. And where are you? Cartographer. And then there's all this description. There's merchants, nobles, churchmen, and army, regents. They all need to know where the rivers are, the roads, and someone to draw the maps. So cartographer or
3.
Way back up there. Let's make this difficult for me.
Yes.
Or an aristocrat.
Aristocrat.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I like the idea of throwing around an aristocrat. They deserve it.
That's fun, isn't it?
Aristocrats deserve to be thrown around.
Okay,
for
let's
sure.
latch on. Let's latch on to aristocrat, see where that's going to play in and how. But for now, aristocrat.
Yes. Awesome. And then we, of course, have the big boy.
Cool. Let's see what we've got here.
Yes.
53.
It's nice. You took a dice rolling tray that makes less sound. I took one that makes more sound.
Yeah, it's great for the mics.
Like I said, ASMR.
Yeah, absolutely.
93, you said.
53.
Oh my goodness.
Now I'm making you work for it.
Here we go with the translation.
Go.
Like knowledge of laws,
Like just a lawyer? Or?
Jury, lagkunskap, lagkunnig.
All
It's sort of this, you have a background of where you're not a lawyer, but
Right.
you're very good at, but you understand the law.
Okay. Sure.
Maybe you are the law.
Yeah. Sort of magistrate, kind of.
Judge
Magistrate,
Dredd, I was thinking, but
lawyer.
okay, yeah.
Very fitting for this, for these guys.
Yeah, I know the kind of thing you mean. There's a word
Let's
for
see
that. I'm
what the
trying to think
second
of.
choice is.
Yeah.
72. Oh, no, 27. I can't read my own dice.
What?
27.
27. Oh, okay.
27.
Like you said, making me work for it.
Yeah.
Where are you? There we are. Ooh, a champion.
Champion.
And a champions of, the champion for a nobleman, or a champion for a merchant, or some kind of a. This guy fights for me.
Is there sport in this scene?
Oh, there's gladiatorial games. There are gambling, fights, and stuff like that. There's a bunch of
He's
nice
a champion
good
in the
things.
court. Objection.
Very stereotypical.
Very
actually,
violent core.
Very stereotypical for the truck.
Yeah, let's go for champion for now and see where that goes.
Yes, let's see where that goes.
Okay.
All right. And I am sorry, because of course you get points for this. So I'm going to go back to your cartographer.
Yes. Get some point. No, I'm an aristocrat now.
Sorry, aristocrat. You're going to toss around the aristocrat.
Yep.
Yes. It's the 3.
Yes. And then you get one roll for the intrigues intrigues list. And this is something we will do later on.
So what? I was going to get points.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
All
Take
right.
it. Calm down, calm down.
What are my points?
You'll get your points. It'll be
You'll get
fine.
your points, boy.
So you're asking me to roll another?
No, you take a note of this somewhere. Like, you get one roll in the intrigues list.
Yeah.
So you take a note of that you will roll for
Oh,
that.
that I will do that.
You
okay,
can do
okay.
that. Yes.
Somewhere down the line. Okay.
Somewhere down the line. Yes.
Okay.
Intrigue 1, and you get to choose. Either you get 2 points in charm, 2 points in dancing, or 2 points in let's call this aristocracy points, nobility points.
Hobnobbing points.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if hobnobbing translates very well.
I mean,
Me neither. I'm just guessing at this
Yeah.
point.
I mean, originally I kind of liked the acrobat, and now it's kind of an aristocrat.
Oh, we are.
So we can go to the dancing maybe then, or what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
There's a
there?
bunch of stuff coming up, so we will still have
Alright,
time
alright.
to make that.
Okay.
Disgraced aristocrat?
Yeah, I mean,
Like went off to the circus?
yeah, exactly.
Ah.
Maybe we don't want to do that obvious. Maybe make him a bit more noble, or whatever you said. What was the points thing?
Yeah. It's a point. Yeah.
Nobility points or whatever.
Yeah.
The Swedish word is hovliv.
Hovliv.
Yeah. So
High life?
Court life.
court life.
Court life?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
Court
you know,
life.
you
Court
know,
life.
you know your way around like aristocrats and
Yes.
like the sort of like what
Yes,
to do, what
that's
not
the
to do,
one.
which fork to put in the right place, that kind of thing.
Court life. That's
Yeah.
the one. Yes.
Court life. Okay. Yes,
Okay.
I know the court life. And
And then you get to pick.
Where's
and you
that
get to
gonna
pick
go?
one more as well. So you get to pick 2 of these 3.
oh, court life.
Court life, or charming, or dancing.
No, I don't want to be charming. I want to be dancing.
I mean, stick with what you
You
know.
got that going already with just the race.
Yeah, that's so cute. That's the fun thing, you know. Maybe I'll be. Oh, but that's actually quite fun because you know what is charming. You could actually. What's a charm roll really? If your character is stupidly cute and they're really rude, to people and tell them what to do, and they'll be like, anyway, the little cute
my
thing is
God.
telling me to shove off, and like I'm going to do that because see if he gets happy.
I want to see this guy smile.
Exactly. So like I'm not technically charming, but superficially so. Okay, let's do charming now. I'm sold on that now.
All right. And for the champion,
Sure.
yeah, you get, of course, the I'm going to call these the combat events.
Okay.
So you get one roll of those, and like I said, that this is all.
We'll do that later. Yeah, cool.
We'll get to that, and then
Sure.
you get to pick points of the expertise dueling, and then you get 4 points in that, or a proud posture.
Proud posture.
Yeah, we can get really detailed with the
Okay.
the points here,
Sure.
the attributes, and of course you can also pick combat skill
Okay.
points, and that's 2 combat skill points, dueling 4, or proud posture 4.
And I picked 2 of those, yeah?
Yeah, you pick 2 of those.
Let's go for dueling 4 and proud posture 4.
Yeah, and proud posture, this is like when you have a social thing in the game, and like, I want to impress this guy with my impressive posture.
Sure, okay.
And then you just roll for that. It's
Sure.
a flavor thing in this game. And of course, it adds flavor to the character.
We
Sure.
love the flavor.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the background for these guys. Oh, right. I
What about yourself?
What about myself? I forgot about me. I never do
Should
this.
I look at the phone? Should I scroll around? No, you want you.
You can
gotta-
do that.
Yeah, I won't do that.
Yeah.
You can roll and I'll scroll.
Yeah, we're helping. I got 90. I started off with a 91.
Oh, Swedish. Wait, where are the numbers?
They're somewhere around there.
Oh, wow. Now I see what. That's a lot of text.
Yeah.
Like, there's proper descriptions
Yes,
attached to
there
all
is.
these things. Okay, what did you roll?
91.
No. Oh, okay then.
Yeah, way down there.
Yeah.
I always get the high rolls.
Servant.
Servant? All right. Okay. Otherwise, I'm just taking your dice and using them.
No, feel free.
Thank you. 40.
For a.
40, mister.
All right. For a.
I'll do the English accents around here.
You just said you did accents. Oh,
Yeah.
what is
That's true.
this? Herald. Herald, what's that even mean?
Herald.
When the honourable guests arrive to the nobility's parties and occasions, someone must pronounce everyone who is
Yes.
there. Okay, that's
You know
what
that
there is.
stereotype?
Herald. Is it a herald? Is that what it's called in English?
Yeah,
Who pronounces people?
I
that-
mean, like,
Now
or
introducing the
announcers,
Lord of
yeah.
Hampshire.
for sure. Like, I mean, I would think of Herald like more like sort of like royalty adjacent, like maybe going places, like
Yeah.
carrying letters and that
Okay.
kind of thing
Yeah,
as
right.
well. But yeah, like Herald works as a word for that as well, for sure. For,
Some
for
kind
that
of
kind of thing.
well, that's what it says
Yeah.
there. Announcer, I guess.
Yeah.
in some
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of way.
Herald is
That's
good.
what I sort of get that thing from. Let's go with servants. Why
Servant.
not?
Herald seems very specific. That's a very specific job.
It is a very specific job.
Yeah.
But I guess like medieval settings, so some jobs were like
Yeah, I guess.
very like those kind of jobs. And this is also the charm with Aeon. They like want to get that realism feel. Like
Sure.
you can definitely play an entire setting, but you're just playing a common worker and just
Yeah.
have an entire session with that.
It's a bit like dog breeds, you know, how some dogs are just bred for one purpose, and they get really sad if they don't
Did you
get
just
to do
compare
that.
my character to a dog?
I compare everyone here to a dog.
Oh, okay.
You know, like
Harsh.
border collies, they need to shepherd and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe I was just thinking that you need to do a bit of heralding or whatever the word, announcing to feel happy. But that's not what
Heralding, yeah, it works.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm not sure it's a verb, but yeah.
it is now.
Yeah.
Heralding.
I'm just going to make notes of my stuff. There you go. And I pick the toiling around and servant life.
Servant life. Okay, we've got court life and servant life.
Court life, servant life.
Just reference a bunch of UK bands from the 90s.
Oh yeah, you know where I was going.
Absolutely.
Blur, I think.
Yep.
All right, we will have a bunch of these like happening. Happening. Well, I don't know, words. We will have a bunch of these lists to go through.
Sure.
At least 8.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. That's
Wow, there's someone
has.
has put in a lot of effort in these
Yeah,
ideas.
boy.
And it's like,
It's definitely more nuanced than I usually go for character creation.
Yeah, I can have like an entire session just with the friends.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Let's make a character. All right.
Yeah, I mean, is it common in Eon to do like what's usually referred to as session 0, where you like get around and like make characters together, so like they sort of bounce off each other a little bit and like
This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just sit there, and then we're doing what we're doing right now. We're like weaving together a story.
Yeah, sort of like
Yeah, but with all these.
Sure.
Yes, and then we of course have the peoples.
I mean, I can already feel like this is a possible connection. We don't have to take the obvious one, but we know like where there's court and there's the servant stuff, and then a champion, being of course also attached to a court, for example.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes. So I'm just going to, for the sake of time, and this part is a little bit of the meta because now you're just picking points and stuff like that. But I'm still going to like you can at least take notes of some things to flesh out your character a little bit. And for instance, my on the top of the list is my Asharian, and they have like these cultural benefits to them and things to make them different from other cultures.
Is that again where you get to choose from a list, or is it where we normally would roll?
Yes, you get to choose from a list.
Okay.
For instance, here I have these set cultural traits that I get from my character. For instance, fancy words, damn you. But I have like this thing where my character is very used to the plains of Asharia. It's a very plainy place.
Okay.
So I'm very used to traveling in the wilds and the walking and scouting around. So I'm very used to that. And of course I get my language.
You're a plain strider.
Oh, plain strider.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's a good word.
And then I get to choose from a list here, and then I have like I can have connections or have some sort of background in the what's it called? I use this word all the time in English, but now I can't find it.
Well, everybody gets that.
Gille.
Guild?
Guild. Yes, amongst guilds and the militia training, I can have a background in or work as a farmer.
Oh, so here's quite a list then. And how many do you choose?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I can choose from.
Oh, yeah, but you get to choose only
get to choose two
of those.
Two.
Okay.
Right.
So, and I have the background of servant, so maybe I was at this big farmer place and helped him around there, I guess. And I'm going to also pick the...
So these are race-attached roles then?
These are race-attached roles, yes. And of course, I'm going to choose the religion part. I'm going to be a very religious person.
Okay.
All right.
And Asharia has a very, very nice religion. I think I'd pick this one because it's mostly as the doctrines of the religion is like help out, don't hurt people. You don't have to slave around the church every day, but be respectful to the church and the people, and that's good for the religion.
Okay.
Right.
So
Nice.
it's
Sounds
very easy going.
chill, yeah. Never mind, forgot.
Get back to me. So yeah, that's basically what I'll pick there, just to flesh out a little bit there. But I don't want to get into the meta for the sake of time.
Yeah, it was interesting though, and it's fun how these things kind of connect because we roll for some of this obviously like when our first background stuff and then some are just attached to the race. Having just played a lot of the Warhammer fantasy role-playing game, you can if you want to roll for more or less everything when you start. So how about race in this game? Is there a table for that as well, or is that something that you always choose?
You can roll for it. There's a list for all the different cultures of men.
Right.
And then there's like the D100, and you roll, and then you get one. But it's mostly encouraged to pick a race. But you can always figure out a way to randomize it if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think most people are quite happy with picking
Yeah,
for
because
themselves.
Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay has that sort of hilarious, like, you can just roll up characters and then smash them together into a party and go, that'll do.
Yeah, exactly. And
We're all rubbish.
it's
Everything.
interesting. Yes, exactly. Which can be a bit like Cthulhu as well, where you can get terrible attributes, not all connected to your profession or everything else. But good to know, like these little things. It's always fun how systems do it differently.
Yeah. So now I have at the top of the list here, next of the list is the Tyrak peoples. And just to get some inspiration for your character, like this is all very meta. But a characteristic thing for all the Tyraks, depending on race, is that they eat a lot.
Okay.
Eat a lot of food. And of course the Truk, they eat stupidly a lot more than everyone else.
Right, sure.
They eat...
Constantly has like a bag of boiled eggs.
Yeah, the Truk, they eat like a human portion, if you're going to use that as a template. Then they eat at least 4 times as much as the regular person. And these Tyraks have this in-mechanic thing, like if they eat twice as much as they have to, so in your case 8 times as much, then you recover from wounds faster.
Okay.
So food is a very big thing.
Okay.
They're very Hobbit-like for being so big.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
It's the more orc, more cake diet. It's great. The taller they are, the more they have to eat. Yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah, so that's a thing with them.
Okay.
And of course they are very resilient. They can drink alcohol and much more than anyone else. They're very resistant to alcohol and poisoning and infections. Very resilient people.
Yeah.
That's also why it's a very bad thing to run into a Truk in the wilds, because you cannot stop these goddamn guys.
Yeah,
They
okay.
just keep
How do you
coming.
take it down?
Yeah. I use poison. It doesn't work.
Steal its eggs.
Yeah, steal eggs, yeah. Make it hungry.
Make it suffer from protein deficiency.
Yeah.
We played a long game.
Give it a bad diet.
Exactly. They don't do well under fasting.
No, they don't. And they have very strong senses as well. They can see in complete darkness.
Okay.
And then their eyes glow a little bit red.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. And they have a very good sense of smell as well.
Okay.
Keen
Very
senses.
keen senses. They even have claws. So when they do game mechanically, when they engage in close combat without weapons, they have a bigger chance to cause bigger damage.
Right, sure.
Yeah. And then there's the Marnak, which is the city orcs.
Yep.
Marnak. And because of the bad reputation they have a pretty good knowledge about the law. They understand like how to work around it to their.
They know their rights, goddammit.
That's my yes, and that also makes them very good at, because they're not usually like welcome in most shops, so they are pretty good at underhand business and stuff like that.
Like sort of backstreet deals, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
But they are also very. They are also very diverse. Like I said, they're actually very smart. So they actually start off with 1 extra language.
Okay.
And you can pick and choose from. And then you have like this list of things you can pick from. You can pick the scum, and then you get extra points in like like underhanded stuff. And you're like the scum of the society.
Sure.
Or you can be the like I said, the hard workers,
Sort of merchants and
merchants, very common.
Cargo workers, that kind of thing. Yeah.
For the Marnak.
Sure.
And of course, dock workers, miners, bodyguards, stuff like that. And the How do you translate hyresvärd properly?
The landlord or landlady.
Yeah,
Okay,
landlord.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
For like a tavern or something like
Oh,
that.
definitely,
like that.
definitely don't want to be a landlord. No.
That would be hilarious. I'm looking for
It
a
is pretty fun.
room.
It is pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see a truck as a landlord. Though.
Yeah. Breakfast each morning is like just gigantic, and you have to eat it. He just doesn't understand.
Exactly. Breakfast is most important meal of the day.
my food.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, sir. And of course the Daughters of the Dark.
Okay.
And that is sort of their, they consider themselves the Daughters of the Dark because their religion is to the dark goddess Makta, which is usually also considered like a demon god or something
Sure.
like that. But it is definitely not. It's a very, like I said, it's a complex culture.
Sure.
But that's a thing, like with their religion is absolute contempt towards demons.
Okay.
That is like their absolute enemy.
Yeah.
And it
Okay.
doesn't matter if there's the barbaric Frak or the pirate Basirk.
Sure.
No Tyrak likes the demons.
Sure.
So yeah.
So I choose two of those, yeah?
Yeah, you choose two of these.
So let's go for our merchant and the sort of like underhanded deals bit to sort of combine those two together a little bit.
Scum merchant.
It's a
Yeah.
scum merchant.
No, he's a legitimate merchant up
Yes,
front.
of course.
You have to have a legitimate front for your merchant business in order to be able to do the underhanded scummy deals.
exactly.
This is legal. Okay, sir, I'm sorry.
We
I've
only sell.
checked.
We only sell hand cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a little stand in front, and then
Definitely hand cream.
exactly.
Yeah, and just to get a sense for the size of these guys, because this is also on the meta, but just to get the size feeling, then the where are they? The Marnak, the Truk of the Marnak. They start off with a physique of 15 points.
Okay.
And to get a reference of that, the missile that we're going to get to now, they're like some of the smallest cultures in the world. They start off with 4 points in.
Excellent.
So yeah, these guys are huge.
You're just like a snack. We get hungry somewhere along the way.
Yeah. No. Don't eat my tiny cute elf.
Well, it looks so delicious.
The tiny goods that I talked about in these barbaric Frak tribes, they are usually the slaves, and at times when they don't have food, they can actually be used as food for the big Tyrak and the Truks.
All right.
So yeah, they don't have a good life in the barbaric tribes, the tiny guys.
All right, I'll stick to aristocracy.
Yeah. Just make sure I'm well fed.
Yeah.
Oh my God, give him a sandwich! Yes, and then you get the unique traits of like empathic touch. The missiles can transfer their emotions through touch.
Oh.
So if you're like happy, you can touch someone and you can transfer that emotion. If you're horny, you can transfer that feeling. If you're stressed, stuff like that.
If you're feeling full, you can transfer that to me, and then I will eat you.
Why am I not hungry anymore?
Yeah.
Empathetic touch. That's cool.
System hacks.
Makes me think of the girl in Guardians of the Galaxy, the whole sleep thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember the character's name.
And then they also have the complete opposite of the Tyrak. They don't eat as much. They actually eat half as much as a normal person does. But they love food and they can eat pretty much anything.
Okay.
And
Interesting combination.
Yeah, and they also they are famous for making good beers and food.
Yeah.
But there's the spices they use are almost dangerous to humans because they can't tolerate the spices.
They're so intense.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's so intense. They got like raging diarrhea if they eat like pure missile food.
Is the raging diarrhea like canon and in the book?
Yes, actually, yes.
You got very specific.
It's very specific. It just emphasizes that like pure missile food made by missile with their recipes, you can't just eat that.
Okay.
All right. So small eater of spicy stuff.
Yes. They also have a good sense of smell as well, keen senses in the nose.
All right.
they can, with another missile, they can exchange memories. So they can basically just touch, shake hands, and then they can transfer the memories.
Can
of
they
each
do
other.
that involuntary? If you touch someone and they're like sleeping, and can you find out things about them? Is that kind of interesting?
No, yes, that is interesting.
Steal people's dreams, doing Inception on people.
They can only do that to their own species.
Yeah, the Inception.
Yeah.
They can only do that to their own species.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. Yes, and of course they are. They get along with everyone. No one has a bad thing to say about missiles. Oh, aristocrats actually have bad things to say about them because missiles don't have like these personal spaces and like this is my land. You can't enter this. They're like, what? Of course I can go here. Everyone can go anywhere because they share everything and they don't have that in their culture.
Okay.
Mine and yours. Everything is shared.
I'll write down popular.
It's interesting what you took away from that.
And they also start with their own language they start off with their own language except Asharian. They also start with Laita, and the Tyrak start with the Sakra language, but it's also flavor. It's meta.
Yeah.
It's meta. And then you can pick the like I talked about, the community. Like I said, missiles don't like the hierarchy and the rules. So they use that to get around the system and do things their own way. And you take what you get is another thing they have. And it's, if you have to make a food from just grass, you do that.
Okay.
You take what you get.
Sure. The MacGyver skill.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a particularly flexible digestive tract.
Yes, they do. They do. They can eat anything.
But these are the ones I'm supposed to choose between that you're saying
yes.
now.
These are the ones you pick from.
No, I got that. Great.
Community, you take what you get, and the religion of the All Mother. Then it basically makes your character religious. And the civil disobedience. And that is also the part of that. Like, we're not allowed to be here. I just sneak in. Crazy, stupid rules.
All right.
And integrated. And that is basically you can pick any other culture and get traits from that culture.
Okay.
So
okay.
That's pretty cool.
Then what? Oh, wait. Not cultures and races. Okay. Are cultures connected to the races, or is that separate?
I'm sorry, what part?
Because the first thing when you said that, I was like, "Ooh, I want to steal from the Renaissance Italian Cape guys. I want to steal their culture." But
basically,
that's race. I don't know if that's
No, but basically you steal from the culture of different country.
Yeah, so let's like take this little, because they're all kind of, no hierarchy, everything is like this, but this particular one is like, ooh, I really like these kind of uppity guys that think they're better than everyone else and start like imitating them a little bit. And
that's a good way to argue for it.
So I'll put that down then. Culture, and I like the one where I can eat anything. I don't know, it's just fun.
Yeah. And... that's the races and or cultures. Then the next chapter is religion, and that's also pretty meta. But usually you stick to the religion. Like I picked a religious person, so my religion will be the main religion of Asharia, which is the Samarism.
Okay.
And you probably have the Makta, the Tyrak, probably, because it's a very stereotypical thing. The Dark Mother.
Sure.
And
well, unless I've chosen that like as a thing during character creation, it's not mechanically significant.
Yes. Unless you picked it, then you have to be that religion. Otherwise, you can also be Samorian.
Sure.
All Mother or the local religion. It's very easy going for the missiles.
It's going to
be
whatever.
And this is all like just flavor.
It's going to be whatever those Renaissance people want, because I'm
with these guys.
Yeah, exactly. Just absorb everything.
Yes. Good. And now we get to where we can get a lot of points for these these different lists that we're going to get through that really fleshes out the characters
All
and what they're
right.
getting to. So now we're almost at the really fun part.
Sure.
And this is the archetypes
Sure.
or the vocations. So there's the vocation of there's the different vocations you can pick through, and this is also what I love about Eon. Is like because most RPG systems, like when you pick a vocation, then you're sort of stuck with it, and that's like you're a warrior, so you can only do warrior stuff.
Sure.
Or you're a rogue, you can only do roguey stuff. This is just sort of a specialization of the character.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can mix and you can make a warrior that is really aristocratic and really good at social skills. Or you can pick someone who lives in the wilds, but he is also very good at magic stuff.
Okay.
So it's very. This is just a way to like, this is what I'm specialized in.
Okay.
So and it's the vocations are the worker, and then there's the warrior,
Okay.
the merchant, the leader, the scholar, magician, the shadow, the entertainer, or I'm going to call them the mystic. The difference between a mage and a mystic is basically in this world the two schools of magic.
Okay.
One is from the divine, and one is from one is just from the energies of the world.
Right. Okay.
Well, I'll keep going down the merchant route for now.
Very good, very good.
I'm always curious about
I
this.
love that.
I'm just curious about the shadow thing. Is that like a rogue-like thing? Or what's
Yeah,
that?
it's sort of it's a roguelike thing. Many underhanded things, and they got some extra roles in the intrigues list.
Well, I think I'm going to go with the entertainer for now, because that goes a
Yeah.
little bit with my dancing and possibly acrobatics.
Oh yeah.
I mean, do you have friends? Because then I could juggle you.
That's a sight. I just actually saw this.
I mean, that'd be entertaining,
That's
right? Well, for
really
me
fun.
at least.
We have a special show for you tonight.
Or if we held hands and you used that as a hula hoop.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that works too.
Make a little belt of a childlike elves.
Yeah.
Okay.
So many images in my head.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the entertainer, of course. That's. And then you get roles for that. So I'm going to start with Hjalmar. What do you think? I can read them again if you want to, of course. And here we're not going to focus on the meta. Here I'm just going to give you these different, the categories of the list that we're going to go
Sure.
through.
All right.
Yeah.
So, but we're at the entertainer now.
Sure. Yes.
That's good. That's the entertainer. And see
They're
what I
pretty
need.
diverse. Then you get one in travels and adventures from that list.
Okay.
That's what it's called. And two in where you can pick your own, like optional. No, not optional. That's the wrong word. You're free to choose your own.
Mm-hmm.
And two of those, so three at the most. So you should have at this point 4 of these lists that we're going to go through so far.
Okay.
And then there's a bunch of meta stuff. Like I said, this is the fun part to get the character.
Sure.
Right.
And then you said the merchant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep going down that route.
Yes. Then you also get one role in the travels and adventures list.
I'm excited for these lists. I hope
Yeah,
we're-
this is the best part of the
Yeah.
character creation. I just hope we have time to go through them.
Feels vaguely Traveler-ish, that part of it, like that sort of random role. I don't know if you guys have ever played Traveler, where you have like a sort of random background and history effectively rolled.
Oh yeah,
Traveler, you can famously die in character creation.
Oh my!
You're joking.
What?
I'm not joking.
That's
No
so funny.
way.
Like
This
I
is part of your-
don't know if that's true for current Traveler, but the original Traveler, you could famously die during character
So
creation.
part of your history is that
Oh,
once,
yeah.
once
You just like
died,
ended up dead, and then
once you
that's
died,
it. Yeah, you just go
Yeah.
again, like a sort of roguelike
There was
character
this
creation.
one time when I died,
Yeah.
and now there's no character.
Yeah, no, there's no character. I'll just start rolling again.
Good game, you guys. Good game.
Yeah. Thanks, great. It's a really short RPG session at that point.
Let's
It
have a
was really
flashback.
fun.
Yeah. Traveler.
Yes, traveling and adventures, and then you get one in the intrigues list,
Cool.
and then you get one free. You can freely pick one.
So +1 roll of something. Cool.
Yes, press +1 roll, and then you should also have 4 at this point.
Yes, cool. Got that.
Yes,
Excellent.
and I'm going to pick I'm just going to pick the worker, maybe. I rarely pick that guy. So I get 2 in traveling.
But not travels and adventures.
Travels and adventures, yes.
Okay.
I just
I
shortened
thought
it.
your traveling was a bit more dull than mine.
Yeah.
course it is.
No adventure in traveling, just
No,
on a bus.
exactly.
I am but a servant.
Yeah.
All inclusive.
Yeah.
3. Yes. As a human, I get 1 extra roll of my own choice. So I have 1 more than you guys.
That's very typical.
That's
kind of
it's so
human-
common in fantasy like
Yeah.
role-playing games. It's like
Human
humans
have-
just get a thing.
Flexible.
Yeah.
They have,
That's
yeah.
exactly the argument why they get an extra
Yeah.
roll, because they are adaptable, flexible.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. And the last part to get these very beautiful lists is the environment.
Okay.
And this is sort of to determine maybe the environment you grew up in and you're mostly used to that, or you live in
Okay.
it right now, or it basically an environment that had a significant impact in the character's life and shaped
Okay.
it.
Sure.
So it's also inspiration. And then there's, we could also, that you could roll for it as well, but there's 10 of them.
I'm happy to roll for it. A bit of randomness is always fun.
I like that.
Random is
Yeah.
fun. All right. Well, if you want to roll for it, go for it.
Go,
can
Ian,
roll
Ian,
as
you
well
were
then.
on your way there.
5. Yeah, I'll roll things off my tin.
Then there's that's going to be interesting. I'm going to call this also the scholarly, a scholarly
Okay.
environment. So yeah. that's
Oh, for some reason I was like, oh, is it going to be desert or is it going to be swamp? But you're thinking more like social...
nature versus nurture, that kind of thing. Like
yeah.
sort of like your upbringing, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm good at this. So the environments are like, ocean, the court, the war camp, or the
Oh, right.
countryside, the cult.
Okay.
So
All
that's
right.
the
Yeah, so
environment.
they are quite diverse then. Because
Yeah.
first when you said like, was it court you got? Or
Scholar.
scholar, yeah.
Yeah.
At first I was like, okay, maybe it's just associated to like professions or social circles, but it's actually quite wide. All right, I'll roll for mine then.
Yes, please.
I got a 1.
The ocean. You're a traveler. That explains how you got so influenced by the Venetians or the Citivalians.
Yeah, sneaky pirate, aristocrat, acrobat, tiny elf child.
Sneaky missile.
Oh, do you wear like adorable little tricorns? Like little,
I do
Yeah.
wear that.
Oh,
Yeah,
let
excellent.
him get along. Come on.
Yeah.
So you get the
An eye patch, but both your eyes work fine, and it's just constantly in a different place.
Yeah,
It's just in the forehead.
In every scene, the eye patch just sits in a different. That's so funny.
Yeah, you don't understand what eye patch is for. It's just like move it around.
It's always in the way. Why do I have to wear this?
Yeah.
I didn't give you the lists. You will get 2 in studies and learning,
Okay.
and then 1 free choice.
Okay. So 1 free point to put somewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a fun contrast, though, isn't it? Oh no, because you actually got merchant route, so it's not that out there.
Yeah, maybe parents
Merchant
were
champion,
scholars
yeah.
in some way or form, or something like that, or sent to university, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
or if there are universities, I'm assuming there are. It's a medieval fantasy setting. There's bound to be universities.
of course.
Yeah.
And for your ocean environment, you get the 1 more point in travels and adventures, obviously. 1 in the combat list,
Oh yeah.
and then 1 free choice.
Okay then.
Yes.
Does that free choice mean that I get to roll on a list of my choice?
Yes,
Choosing.
you can pick your own list. Yes.
And mine was just studies and learning 2, which is like a skill, and 1 free point to put somewhere. Cool.
Studies
done.
and learning, that's the one of the lists we're going to go
Oh,
through.
right, okay.
Yes.
Right, cool. I'll
Yes.
write that over here, so I know what's a list and what's not.
Thank you for keeping me track here.
No, that's right.
And now is the fun part. Now we're going to go through the lists.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, I have to pick an environment.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to roll that. I'm part of the game? That's amazing. Oh, I live in the cities. Makes sense.
City of Compton.
No. One in the intrigues. One in... Oh, studies and learning. And one more optional. Free choice.
Cool.
All right, here we go. So here as well, this part can take some time because we could probably going to talk about like, how are we going to connect this to the adventures.
I didn't come here to talk.
You are in the wrong hobby.
Well, you're doing a great job anyway.
Thank you.
So we're going to go through this list, and this is I'm going to be very strict about it. The ones we roll, that's the one we get.
Yeah, sure.
Just because, just because.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can be pretty easygoing because if you get one something that happened in life and it's like that doesn't make sense to my character,
Sure.
then it's like okay, re-roll it. We'll see if I'm nice to you guys, but
I mean, I love getting something and then you have to make sense of it. You have to figure this out.
Yeah,
because
I like
this
that
is where
kind
it
of
gets
thing. I do
really.
like that as
you can
well.
go so creative.
Yeah.
And I also love it when you don't necessarily know yourself and you just open it up to the table. Okay, what can we make here out of this character? Yeah.
That's really cool.
yes. So at the top of the list is the travels and adventures list. So I'm just going to do the same order as we did. So Hjalmar, you can start us off.
I think I've got 3 rolls on that one then.
Yes, you do. You have a lot of them. So and you have at least one.
I've got at least one. I might take another, so we'll see how we go.
Yeah,
I'll see
and
what's on the list
and
first.
I have 2. So I guess we just go 1, 2, 3, and then we go back.
Oh, that's true. I could use all my free choices
Are there-
for more travels.
Are
more
there
adventures.
any other lists we haven't mentioned that we might want to know about? So I've got combat, event, travels, adventures, intrigues, and studies and learning. Are there any others we might want to roll on with our free ones?
Yes, I can read them for you if you want to.
Yeah, that might be useful just so we have an idea of what we
Absolutely.
might want to dive into.
Very good.
Yeah.
There is, of course, I just mentioned it, travels and adventures. Then there's the intrigues. Then there's the miracles and epiphanies.
Ooh.
Usually reserved to people who can use magic, but that one is more open because you can run into divine stuff.
Especially if you're a little bit religious or stuff like that.
Very true, very true. And then
effect.
it's, like I said, the combat list, the studies and learning, and the witchcraft and sorceries.
Witchcraft and sorcery.
And is that one exclusive to spellcasters?
I guess you can always be creative, like how did this happen? Because it's mostly just like events that happens. Maybe an example is like from that list, if I remember correctly, it's like you drank a weird potion.
Right.
Just for the sake of it, I think what I will do, I will probably put all my 3 free choices into that one.
That's going to be so interesting.
Because then we have... None of us have it from the start. Let's just showcase this list a little bit.
Yeah,
and see what happens.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Good idea.
Very good. All right, so...
Travels and adventures. Roll
Travels
number
and
1. 34.
34. Ooh. Oh, this is very fitting. I'm going to translate this as a sea soul. Very fitting. And you basically enjoy traveling in lakes and oceans. You enjoy the sound of the waves and the creaking of the ship. So you get like extra points in that.
So are these like? I know we're not getting into that too much. Are these like the points that you're mentioning now? This is also skill points. It's not attributes of the character. It's like what you're good at.
It's attribute points and skill points.
Oh yeah, okay.
And these are I skipped them at the religion part. Then you get some attributes, skill points, and I skipped that when we picked our vocation.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you during this entire journey you get a bunch of different points,
attributes and skills.
attributes,
Sure.
or minuses even.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
of
yeah.
something, because stuff happens in life.
Yeah.
And at the end of this list, that is when you like take all these points and then you start putting them where you want them. Then when you get to the meta.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we are focusing on the story now.
Yep.
Sure.
Sea Soul, number 1 out of 3. Let's go again.
Yes, sir.
16.
16. Okay, this is an interesting one. You get to pick here. It's a travel through the Shadowland, over the ocean, or over the ice, across the ice. The Shadowland is like this mirror world of this universe. It sort of sometimes bleeds over, and you can accidentally stumble into the Shadowlands.
Okay, well that could tie together with the sorcery and witch stuff that we were that was mentioning before.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So why don't we do that to the Shadowlands there?
So
Okay.
you have been traveling through the Shadowland.
Yeah, maybe a ship capsized, went into I don't know if there's portals or however things work, but something got Bermuda Triangle of this world.
Especially when you travel in this world, like in the deep wilds, and if you're unlucky, then you can just walk around a tree, and then you somehow this feels strange, and then you turn around, and then the path is gone all of a sudden.
Right, sure.
So it could be dangerous.
So
Right, yeah.
traverse the Shadowlands or
Yes,
something
traverse
like
the Shadowland, and then you of course get points in handling that and stuff like that. But it's meta. It's meta.
Yep.
One more.
Let's go. That's 82.
Oh my. 82. Weird taverns.
That you encountered on the other side.
They got weirder from me.
Makes sense. You are well familiar with the weird taverns and how to tip them and how to do good tips and gambling.
Kind of enables more places to get gossip and rest potentially and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Good for social
Weird
interactions.
taverns. That's
Weird
fun.
taverns.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird taverns. So yeah.
All right.
That's your 3.
That's mine.
All right.
Cool.
You have some in travels, right?
So I've got one at least. I might spend another as well. So 67.
Thank you, sir.
This is like 100 of all of these.
There's 100 of these.
That's a lot of work.
And this is one of the. This is one of them.
It's not even they're like 60 to 65. You get
some of the sorcery and the witchcraft.
Oh yeah, okay.
Then it's more like
It's more of a range for each choice.
it's more
rather.
range, but many of them have 100.
Poof.
Incredible.
That's making a rod for your back. That's a lot of work to put into a bush.
67, you said.
Yeah.
Yes. You have been traveling across Mundana, and that's the world.
Okay.
The name of the world.
So sort of well-traveled kind of thing.
Yeah, well traveled. Yes.
Yeah.
And you get some extra knowledge and some extra skills in travel and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you want me to note those numbers down, or?
No, you can just note you have been traveling across
Sure.
the world.
And let's spend another one of my free choices on that list.
This is a very fun list. This is
It is.
Very
Very fun flavor.
35 is the other one. That's one of my free rolls.
yes. So 35, you said?
35.
You also get to pick one here. You have found a body.
Okay.
But what did you do when you found it?
Okay, what are the choices going to be?
Don't play into the stereotype. Did you plunder the body,
Okay.
or did you return the body to its to the families?
I think I plundered it, and that's how I became a merchant, because they had, merchant guild papers on them or something like that, if there is such a thing as that.
I guess I'm a merchant now.
Yeah. Like running away from something and wanted to change my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is if you're a little bit religious too, has been given to you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Almighty Makta. All right. Then it's my rolls. I have 2 in these. So maybe you can read again for me.
Of course I will.
Thank you, good sir. Thank you. I get to play.
Travels and adventures.
Of course I get the high numbers. 95.
95.
Okay, then. Friend with an innkeeper.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in your weird tavern.
Maybe, yeah, exactly. Innkeeper was strangely not weird, but the rest of the tavern was.
Yeah, he's just inherited it from his parents. And it's just really annoying that it's weird.
And that's the thing. I never get along with a normal, muggle innkeepers.
Yeah.
All right. Yep, that's the one.
Oh, yep.
You had
That's
one
the
more then.
And
Hi, dice. It's a long way for them to fall
I'm
off
back.
these tables.
So it was 11.
11. Okay. Oh, struck by plague.
Oh my.
So you are going to look a bit sickly
Oh my.
and have a bit more life force, though.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
more resilient.
Mhm.
That's good. That's good.
All right.
Interesting. Yeah, that's my 2.
Excellent. What's the next list?
In next to the list, I think it's intrigues. Yep, it's intrigues.
I've got one on that.
I've got one as well from the aristocrat.
This one can be really fun, like to flesh out the character, like to get like. This one can be really fun. This is one of my favorites.
All right. Let's have fun. Ian, you start this time.
Yeah,
why don't
sure.
you?
Yes.
Cool. Let's go. 22.
Let's see. Yes, there's 100 of these as well. Yeah, boy. Uh-oh. What did you do? Oh, it's probably because you did that body.
Yeah.
You did
You're
that.
wanted.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Fair.
Something you did.
Plundered someomes corpse.
Makes sense.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah. You also get you get the expertise of being able to do disguises.
Oh,
I
excellent.
wonder how a Truck though is like going to disguise himself. I'm a person.
Well,
Oh,
you're a
like-
merchant, you know.
Yeah. Lots of
That is
different access to lots of different clothes and things.
You just have a bigger cape.
I mean, I changed my identity to like be this other person, right? Be a merchant. So yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, you're very good at walking on your knees.
Ooh.
But you're
That's
not
a
a trick,
weird
right?
guy.
You're not
Yeah.
the.
I'm not like the really
giant,
big
giant,
ones,
yeah.
but sort of somewhere
Still,
in between.
Yeah.
Still big.
Oh yeah, yeah you are. Yes, that's the one.
Do I want to spend? I'm going to spend my free roll on another
Why
one
don't
of
you
those.
do? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Get
So
more
that's my
intrigues,
other
'cause you
free
say
roll.
it's
This
fun.
one's fun.
30 on the dot.
30, 30, 30, 30, 30. Words. I have it on the tip of my tongue. Föraktfull.
Oh, despite.
Contentful.
Contentful.
Thank you, good sir.
Contentful, that's perfect.
You're contentful.
Okay.
Yeah. You get an extra. You get a specific skill. Like you can point out scapegoats.
Okay.
Put the blame on other people.
Oh, great. That'll come in
So
handy
it's
for my
not
plunder
like-
body and being wanted.
Yeah.
Yes. It's not anyone in particular, it's just generally.
Generally good at blaming
you
other people.
harbor contempt.
Yeah.
You just harbor content.
Okay.
Yeah. You also get to start with the mental.
Fortitude?
No, not that. It's a bad thing.
Oh, okay.
The mental disability even.
Disadvantage?
Disadvantage of extremely hateful.
Extremely hateful.
Oh, wow.
I haven't read into like what that means, like mechanically, but I think we get a pretty good idea what that kind of character that is.
Sure.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So
angry.
That's pretty strong. That's
Extremely
a lot
hateful,
of
yeah.
flavor there. Like,
And
Okay.
the game
Right.
mechanically, like to get rid of these things, it's pretty hard.
Right. Okay.
So to start the game off with it, it's
Sure.
all right. And I actually had some in intrigues as well. My friend Hjalmar, can you help me?
Yep. I am going to roll too. Because I just passed it over. Okay, let's go. What do we get?
53.
53. And that is cold. You are emotionally cold.
Oh.
You, heart of stone, it says, and something that I don't get, but yeah, that's the meta stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
doesn't matter. Okay, I'm a cold person. Sure.
Yeah.
Bit of a cynic.
One more?
Yes, one more. 42.
42. And that's, again, court life and diplomacy.
Huh. what have I been doing with my life? But I do have a background in heraldry, to be a herald.
You didn't take that one, though.
I didn't take that one. I was a servant.
Yes, exactly. You're a servant. There you go.
What have I been doing with my life? Okay, I'm going to add that one, though.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Well, if you've been a servant, you could have definitely been around it.
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
You know how it works and who you should talk to and who you should avoid, essentially, it says. So, yeah, I think that works very well for a servant.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And I'm going to roll as well.
Yes, sir.
I'll have only the one, and it's a 20.
So many things. Oh, my. What? Oh, my.
Okay, go. Spill the tea.
You have murdered someone to preserve a secret.
Okay.
And then it's up to the player to decide who got killed and why.
The body you found.
I was about to suggest. And that's why, and we've been friends ever since.
It was probably the guy I was working for as well.
Oh,
Yeah, potentially,
okay.
Yeah.
That is so funny because that all of a sudden puts a very, again, like the hateful thing. And
Feels more murder mystery now. Like,
exactly.
yeah, that guy just got killed while we were all in a place.
I mean, I was seeing this little fellow as quite innocent and jolly and adventurous, going around the world. But there was that one time
Where you
with the
brutally
innkeeper that
murdered a
wasn't
man.
weird enough.
You just judged him not to be weird enough and then brutally murdered him, and then I stole his stuff and became a merchant? Sure.
Does it give anything like wanted or anything like that? Or is this is more like for me, myself to deal with?
Yes, it gives you like some social skills, combat skills, and you get one. You're more conditioned towards violence.
Okay.
So it mostly is positive stuff. You just gain stuff from murder.
Yes, condition
Learn from
towards
this,
violence
kids.
is a
Murder's kids.
classic
Murder's kids,
good
apparently.
thing to have. Okay.
You too can murder people and steal their stuff.
Yeah.
You can only get benefits from it.
Sure.
All right, and now we are done with the intrigues. No one has any more.
Yeah, no,
comments?
it's all-
that would
yeah,
be just
all
the
done.
one for me.
All right.
Powerful enough.
Powerful enough, yes. And the next one of the list is the miracles and epiphanies.
Oh. Anyone got that? Or
No,
wanna take one?
I haven't bothered taking any extras on
I think
either
I'm
of
going
the
to take
two.
one in that because
Sure.
I'm a religious person.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should take one too because I got 3. Or what do you think? Should I do 3 in the witchcrafting thing? Or should I? Yeah,
That
I'll
would
do
be-
that.
that would be pretty fun.
Yeah, and you'll be
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, do that.
Yes. Could you be so kind?
Of course.
And I am stealing the dice again. It's what I do. 35.
35. And this one has slightly broader strokes. It's like 35 to 36. The champion of the gods.
Oh my.
Yeah, you've traveled with a holy person, and wow, looks like a bit of a Templar style here, actually.
Oh my.
Yeah, so a bit more fighting, and you can pray during combat, it seems.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm a
Doesn't seem like the best time to pray during combat. I mean,
No, normally not. But
Yeah.
for this guy,
yeah, maybe it's
He
good.
somehow makes it work.
yeah. Normally,
That's impressive.
praying during combat makes you easy prey.
Yeah.
Oh my.
See what
That's why it's called praying.
Upon. Okay.
Doo-doo, tsh. When in Gothenburg.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Then next on the list is the combat list.
Okay, I've got one on that.
I don't have anything. I don't think I want anything there.
No, it's fine. Not
60.
See, oh wait, I have actually that champion of the gods thing. 60.
Oh, did that give you? So, do these sometimes give you roles on other lists as well?
No, but just like a thing for me, like it makes sense that I pick something there now because I have like this
Oh, you have free.
champion of the gods. Yes,
Yeah.
I have
Sure.
free. Yeah. So that's the only reason I picked it. Okay. Oh my. You have many lives on your conscience.
Okay.
So yeah, you have.
Well, started with one.
Yeah. You have been. It made you emotionless and heartless. Cold and heartless.
So, if we got
your
too
your
cold.
cruelty has even given you an enemy, a sworn enemy.
Okay.
So that's also a list you can roll to see like what enemy you have.
Okay, sure.
So you're hateful and cold.
Extremely hateful.
Extremely hateful.
Yeah.
And now you're also heartless and cold.
Do not short him on any deals because he will be not happy.
Oh no, oh my. Don't do that.
It sounds like, yeah.
Yeah, yes. Okay. Anything more in combat?
I'll have one.
You have one.
22. Again. This is from traveling on the sea.
Oh, okay, yes. You're a healthy person.
Okay.
You are just very healthy. You rarely get contract diseases and infections.
It's all about
So you
sea air.
get more resilience and some extra die rolls if you get sick or infections.
Like in my head, it doesn't necessarily translate to combat. I mean, it does, but it doesn't have to because it's just a thing that happens to be on that list.
Exactly.
It doesn't fit on an entry.
It could be anywhere.
I guess it can mean like you recover better after combat and things like that as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if it mechanically does that.
No.
No, okay, sure.
It's more resistant.
Unless I missed something.
Well, I do have the take what you get thing, so
Yeah,
No, true.
bit of
Very
an
true.
iron gut.
sure.
I guess I'll take one from combat as well because of that. It would make sense because of the champion of the gods kind of thing. So,
Oh yeah.
and I have the 92.
Combat and conflict. 92.
92.
This is one of the big lists
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. Evasive maneuvers.
Ooh.
Yes, you can be in the midst of the fray and miraculously duck away all of the attacks. Yep. Gotta avoid talent.
Nice.
So is anyone actually good at fighting? Well,
I mean, I've got some dueling.
that's true, and you can't
Yeah.
pray.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe in praying. It's for the weak.
Very good. Now, next on the list here is the studies and learning.
Cool. I've got 2 on that.
I actually had one as well.
Cool. Let's see what I've got here.
Nah, no studying for me.
40.
40, my good lad. A historian.
Okay.
You have a natural inkling or ability to remember historical happenings, and you love to share them. So you get some you're good at telling stories, remembering stories and stuff like
In
that.
an extremely hateful way.
In an extremely helpful way.
Well, I think my historian's going to be all about like sort of like famous fights and combats and gladiatorial stuff. With sort of
One of the options is like an expertise, like famous warriors.
yeah. So we'll go down that route for that.
Makes sense.
It's a
It's
hobby.
also a bit like all the times you've been slandered or the family has been faulted and
It's got like a dwarf book of grudges, basically.
Exactly. You got a book of grudges. Yes.
Yeah, like it's got a little black book that's just like all the people he hates.
Yes, exactly. I can't get rid of the book.
Yeah,
Someone walks into your tavern or store.
you
And
just have to check. Oh no, it's you.
they walk out of the store without buying anything. I'm gonna put you down.
Yeah.
Yeah, no browsing in my shop. You must buy, or you go in the book.
I love that. Oh,
Okay,
that's beautiful.
and number 2 is 96.
Absolutely, this is also a 100 list. 90.
I don't know why that's a lot of work.
I know, right? Yeah, it all makes sense now. You have been laughed at. Yeah.
They definitely went in the book.
Yeah. Probably when you start studying and all the other scholars was like, oh, what's this brute doing here?
Yeah.
This stupid brute walking around in our library.
So yeah, that's definitely going to tie into that background, that scholarly upbringing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my, you even have to pick as a character trait. That's also a game mechanic thing. Like you pick a certain character trait that you role play towards, and you have to pick vengeance, and it's locked and it's a weakness, so you sort of have to play.
Well, I've got a sworn enemy from being cold and heartless as well, so
It's
I can take vengeance upon them.
This is very intense.
This character, yeah.
I need to think.
That guy did not buy anything in my shop, therefore I have to seek him down and murder him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because that's the correct reaction as a retailer.
It's like, you didn't read a book about this. You're like, this is how it should work, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I also have some studies. I have number 8. I want to hear this one.
Okay, and you are walking in Daddy's footsteps.
Oh,
All right.
Following your daddy's footsteps.
Following, I think, in your father's footsteps.
In your father's footsteps, yes.
Yes.
no, Daddy's footsteps.
Nah, I'm just...
You call him Daddy, okay, sure.
My daddy.
Like, yes, exactly. All right, so... Yeah, you get a talent in some skill.
Some meta stuff. All right, cool. And we are almost through the list. And this is, I think, where it's going to get interesting.
Guess your daddy was a servant as well. Maybe he was a butler as well. And
yeah.
family of...
That's right.
Yeah?
That's right. And that's how I sort of got into that. Picked it up like on the side. Passively. The next one on the list is sorcery and witchcraft.
All right. Now it's time to spell those 3 points.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go straight into rolling. 60.
60, my boy. It's actually not 100 here, so... yes. Member in a covenant. Like a witch covenant.
Okay.
Interesting. You are a member in a covenant. A group of individuals on the moonlight gathers to perform ceremonies far away from the regime's eyes.
Interesting.
Your secret moon acrobatics.
Yes, exactly. That's when they get to wear us as belts.
Yeah.
You also get like a very close friend from one of those from this
From the coven.
From the coven, yeah. So you have a close friend there somewhere.
That's cool.
Yeah.
This is so funny. Tie all this stuff together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of threads.
It really is. All right. What else?
I'm waiting for nothing. 30.
30. You're trying to put the pieces together. 30. All right. That's the. There's a list within the list, so.
Lists within lists.
Yeah. Like if you get number 3, then it's like a list of like 100 stuff. That's and it's linked to the aspects. Like you can only specialize within this magical aspect.
Oh yeah.
So then you like roll for what of these aspects.
Yeah.
Sure.
And there's a bunch of those as well.
Okay. Do I have a list that I need to roll in this list?
No. This one is just I got off track. You have I think this is more a Swedish expression, hjärnspöke.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
a little bit haunted, or
but like.
Well, hjärnspöke is more like when you're a bit obsessed or can't stop thinking about something.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Stuff like that. So it basically means you have been exposed to a weird or traumatic event, and it's probably supernatural in nature.
I feel like that sounds like a haunting to me. Like you're haunted by an event that has happened.
Yeah. Oh my, yeah. You get you even get the like a very specific type of skill, which is in the like ability, and the ability can be like you can with your eyes see the flows of magic, or you can see in the dark, or stuff like that. So you get like one of those, but you also get.
Is that something I roll for as well, or?
Yeah, that's a
later on. Yeah.
In the meta part.
Yeah.
And you also get a mental complication. You hear. It's like you hear voices in your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I think that's a good thing.
That haunts me. Yeah. Very cool. All right, last one then.
Yes.
And that's a 96.
Let's go down.
No, wait, that's a 99.
That's a 99. I wonder why this one is here, but you have survived a battle. So let's see what this is. Your character has been with your magic contributed as an active part of a larger engagement. So yeah, this is more tailored towards someone who can actually use magic, and that is very limited in this world.
Yeah.
But maybe something with that ability you got from that event you had.
Yeah.
Maybe you contributed in some way
With
in this
that.
battle.
Or I could use magic and I was completely drained from that battle. It just flew out of me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't do it anymore.
And now I'm now part of this coven because I'm a bit obsessed with trying to regain my powers or something like that.
How do I get magic back again?
Yeah,
That's why you visited that weird tavern.
Yeah. Yeah, I've traveled across the land, searching far and wide, each Pokemon to understand. Oh no, wait, sorry, got carried away. But yes, I mean that's kind of fun, isn't it? Like traveling around, being a bit obsessed with trying to get my money back, and at some point entering a shadow dimension as part of
murdering a guy.
Yeah, exactly. To keep
a
a secret. Yeah, you know what that secret is. Okay, very fun.
I mean, the secret could be that you lost your magic and you're really embarrassed about it. You used to be magical.
That's so funny. Imagine I'm still keeping up a facade of knowing how to use magic, and I'm actually maybe
that's why you're acrobatic. Like you use the acrobats to like try to show
some
off.
magic with cards and like this is actual magic.
Witchcraft.
I will cast a spell. Pick a card.
Oh,
Any card.
This is yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Everyone's like, what are you doing? We're expecting a fireball, but no.
No, this is gonna help.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's not deserving of my power.
It is not deserving. For the interest of time, I'm going to skip my last one in the free ones, but I still have a good list of things to go through. But yeah, this is basically the part where you have fleshed out the background of your character.
Sure.
And then, of course, we can get into like, who's that enemy? And then you can roll to get an inspiration of who that enemy is. But that's just to get an inspiration. You can, we can make up anything we want. And then it's number crunching, adding all these different skill points.
Okay.
But what kind of characters? We have already gone through it a little bit now, because already we have pretty deep characters, very eventful characters that's been going on. But how can we tie them together? Like if we were to play an adventure with a GM, how do we motivate us being together? Because I'm like this ex-servant who's a cold diplomatic person. But I am also a friend with an innkeeper somewhere. Maybe that's you. Do you have an inn, or is
I mean, I'm a merchant.
You are a merchant.
Interpret that how you will. I guess I could have an inn. I'm just like an angry retailer, basically.
Really angry retailer.
Really angry retailer.
I look sickly because I have had the plague.
Yeah. I mean, does the game provide group goals or anything like that when you sort of get going and do your sessions here, or does it have
Yeah, but this is sort of a little bit of experiment as well. This entire idea, because now we don't have a premise for an adventure.
Yeah, sure. You're trying to build an adventure
because
out of that.
Now we're trying to okay, what motivates us?
Yeah.
Maybe it's.
I mean, you've got a quest basically restore your magic, so maybe that could be the primary sort of party goal is to help you out.
Yeah, and I love that. And on the dead body, did you find the deed to the tavern then? And
let's say that.
That. So that's how.
I just have merchant guild papers, but deed to the tavern works too. Yeah.
This is the.
You have a bunch of enemies as well,
the
so
carrier,
that can also tie into some cool adventure.
Yeah,
and justified enemies.
Of course,
they didn't buy anything, so
obviously are justified.
Yeah. I've got to hunt those people down.
We got to do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm sort of this character is sort of this wannabe religious warrior. Like he had this like religious epiphany, like where he had like this, maybe I am the champion of the gods, and I want to pursue that. And I am friends with an innkeeper, and Daddy's footsteps. Maybe my father back in the day actually was a pretty holy warrior.
Oh yeah, you can take it other way around instead.
Yeah.
Did you not have something about following a religious person around? Could that have been your father that you followed around? And like,
I just picked that like that. I mean, I am a religious person.
Okay, sure, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we can twist that however we want.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I got inspiration. Now I am. These events are like tailored towards the character. That's how it's supposed to be.
Sure.
But it somehow feels like I feel like I can like Daddy's footsteps because I want to be like Daddy.
Yeah, exactly. But fortune hasn't really shine on you. So you have to.
I'm very early stages, and maybe I'm just delusional about it.
Yeah. But you clearly know the court life and things around there, you know. So you must have somehow made a good impression, or just have a keen eye for these kind of social kind of things.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I like had that. Like I came from those circuits. Like I was a servant. Maybe something happened with my family. We were destitute, and we have to serve this very wealthy family, even noble family. I worked around there, and that's like how I had like secondhand learned about this nobility life and stuff like that. And at some point, maybe there were some bandits or something who attacked the Lord.
Yeah.
And as I fought them off, it was like, I got this religious epiphany. I am a holy warrior. Yeah. This one event has convinced me.
Yeah.
Sure.
It can be like anything, really. It could be even been dreams and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
That's just been with you.
And that could explain like how I like distance myself from that. Now I need to travel and find my prove myself.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up with you guys. The big loose cannon, the small loose cannon.
But how did I get tied in with you through all my travels? I feel like the bit with the culture, where I knew another culture very well, that could be some kind of fun escapism from whatever mages or I don't know, wizards that I used to be part of, and that now like because I actually lost my magic, but I don't want them to know. Now I'm beyond that.
Or maybe you never even had it from the beginning, but you've been winging it even in those circuits. But something did happen, maybe in a religion, maybe like a ceremony that happened during these covenants.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
that triggered a form of supernatural ability from you.
But it's like it's manifested in an unstable kind of way that we don't really know too much about. Because I like the idea of a survivor of a battle, like being the only one that came back home from both sides are kind of blasted away somehow. And I don't know if that is due to whatever enchantment or ritual that happened during a ceremony.
Magic can be very unstable in this world. So like if a lot of people are doing a ritual and it's a very powerful ritual, but they lose control over it, it can have devastating effects.
And that can go in with the haunted and hearing voices of maybe all those people that died or...
that's right. Yeah. Because that's also a thing in this world. Like if someone dies a tragic death, they can attach themselves to a person or a thing because they can't move on.
Yeah, I feel like and now I'm essentially just running away, and I end up in your tavern or wherever, you know. It's always good to start in a tavern.
I'm happy to have a tavern.
All adventures start in a tavern.
Yeah.
It's an unwritten rule, damn it.
Yeah, but I love that this one is actually the tavern keep is one of the characters.
I mean, I robbed off a dead man, but I didn't kill him, so that's fine.
That's true.
That is very
You
true.
killed him, apparently, but maybe I don't know that.
Yeah, exactly. We haven't tied that in yet.
We haven't put those two things together. Or maybe you have, but I haven't.
Yeah. I feel like the secret is something, whatever secret was that this actual tavern keeper knew, it goes kind of beyond.
Maybe it knew it was you were in a witch coven.
Or maybe you didn't like
because
the battle
it can be taboo depending
that
on
could
the
be the big
religion.
secret.
maybe the battle that you won because your magic is just you, like, lying effectively, like you did nothing, and he knew that.
Yeah.
But you were the only person to come back.
Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of like. I mean, technically, I didn't do it. The magic was somehow stored in me or whatever from my interactions with them. But if this person somehow witnessed me being the only survivor, then essentially he's seen me kind of blast away the ones that are supposedly the allies as well.
Right. Yeah.
So this may be the only surviving witness, and I had to kill him because otherwise I'll be the one responsible for all those people's deaths.
Yeah, that is bad.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. All right. Yeah, then we sort of have a premise. This could be like even if like a GM was like sitting and like right now, if I were to, I already have like maybe this enemy that you have like sort of found you, or maybe someone walks in and like sort of recognizes you, and all of a sudden there was another witness to this event, or this witch coven like is trying to get you back. Like where'd you go? Yeah. Come on, man. We got some ceremonies to do.
I went to see.
I did some traveling.
Yeah. Soul searching.
Yeah. So for the last few minutes, like just general thoughts about this type of, because this is an experiment for me as well, like character creation, then maybe adventure. But this kind of character creation, or like how much time do you guys even have put into character creation and background stories? Is that even important to you when you play games?
I mean, I put in almost none. It has to be said. Like I tend to play towards like some of the indie focused stuff. So like I'm running Blades later today. Gone. It's also by John Harper, sort of Greek heroes kind of stuff, and his. I don't know what design philosophy, maybe the wrong word, but yeah, like sort of the way he seems to design characters is very, very broad strokes. A couple of things to hang the hooks onto, and then characters come out during play. Very focused to that. So, like character creation, certainly Blades and Agon are designed to have like the session 0 be like you create your characters and you play a session in like potentially 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So you're just like you just go. Here's the very broad strokes. You're like with Agon, you have like it's even less than in Blades. You have like an epithet like. Stout-hearted or something like that. You have your name and you have some stats, and that's basically it.
Yeah,
it's extremely, extremely broad. You are heroes on the way home from the war. Yeah. Doesn't really matter which war it is. No. And the gods waylay you onto some islands that are in strife. And you land on the islands, they go, heroes, you'll help, right? And you're like, what? Okay, sure. I mean, well, the Harpies have stolen your Pillar of Storms? What? Okay, sure, we'll help out with that, maybe badly, but...
I got nothing else to do.
Yeah, you got nothing else to do, so yeah, you help out. And the system does sort of encourage you to help out, like with like rewarding you with like what's called glory in the game, which is effectively XP.
Okay.
But the sort of characters come out during play, and also there's like a sort of downtime in between islands where... You ask like a question of another hero, and you get a bond in both directions, and bonds can be spent for mechanical effect. So you can ask a question like, you know, what did you do in the war, or like something related to the last island you're on, or something like that, and you get that sort of like those bonds between characters form slowly.
So during play,
over the by sort of like 2-3 sessions in, you've got quite a sort of like tight. Like knit characters after that.
Right, yeah.
So there's a little less front loading. There's quite a lot of stuff here, I'd say.
Oh yeah, this
so I'm not sure like and we've got some like cool things to hook on, but there's quite a lot to try and bring out in a character, I'd say. Like yeah, there's quite a lot here. I mean, I'm relatively focused as a hateful retailer.
You were very focused actually.
Yeah, very focused.
A lot of the events like really tailored toward heartless, cold, angry.
Yeah. But yeah, I've always, like those sort of random systems, like you mentioned, like Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I quite like those kind of things as well, where you're just like you roll something up and then you're just sort of dumped into it. Yeah, and like okay, go. Yeah, I like that kind of thing.
It's very interesting what you say there about Blades in the Dark. How the backstory gets richer in a way through the downtime prospect. Like now, this is what we have, and now this character is revealing this to the other character, but the player is also making it up at that point because you don't know what question you're going to get.
Yeah, there's a thing with like separating that player and character knowledge as well, like because the players know like everyone's secrets. That's fine. And one of the sort of GM principles in Blades is to not hide things.
Yeah, okay.
So like
that's nice.
Blades is very specific about the way it wants to be run and what it wants the GM and players to do. And one of those is like, you don't hide things from people, you just tell them, because then the characters can do cool stuff.
Yeah.
Even if the players know different things from the characters, and that's really cool. And like I don't do it, but I know some Blades groups like basically make that little downtime bit almost like half or a full session of like going around and doing stuff in between heists and jobs and that kind of thing. And you can do it that way for sure. You can pull that lever that direction.
I like that, and it's different. I'd like to try that at some point. Obviously, what we come from in the podcast is that we played so much called Divinity Lost, which is so much. There's a dark secret that you have on each character, and your disadvantages that you have, and advantages for that part, and what kind of archetype you go with. Then I feel like that really encourages you to make a drive, a personal drive. What is this character's dark secret? And during then a session 0, you would see if that can potentially tie together with the other characters.
Yeah. So everyone knows what everyone else is. Like the players know what the dark secrets are.
Yeah, exactly. You would. And I mean, you could decide not to.
Yeah.
But I like keeping a fairly just like that, fairly open, and then you just, you have a pact. You're not going to play on something you don't know.
The worst thing to do is like have a secret that never comes out during play, and they're like, I never got to do my secret. It's like, well, that's your job as a player to bring that out.
Yes.
You got to like
really,
if you don't mention it or bring it out, then
no. But so this is more like how does it affect you now? And that's I guess where it comes out with the disadvantages and also the whatever drive the character has. And then I enjoy that a lot. Yeah. And I enjoy personally, I tend to separate the session 0 from the first play session. Yeah. But I feel like that's also because you get encouraged almost to get right in with Blades.
Yeah, I mean with Agon and Blades, they really encourage you to just like get going. Yeah. Well, almost have like a sort of tutorial effectively. Because like one of the nice things in Agon certainly is like your first sort of test, your first like role in the system is you have this little thing called leadership before each island, which is basically a sort of like mini test to find out who's going to like take the lead in from the players, because you get like these decision points and basically the leader breaks ties effectively. So you can do this like very, very simple test, which lets everyone see the system straight off. Like you do character creation, do that leadership test, get straight into the first island, and basically by about 20-30 minutes in, people have seen the entire system.
Okay.
That's it. Right. You know everything that's going to happen mechanically, and you can get to like just like playing and interacting with the problems that are going on and that kind of thing. There's a little bit more to that, like battles and come later, but the sort of core of like what you're going to be doing.
All right, cool. And we'll see a little bit more of that when we actually get playing there.
That's going to be exciting.
Very much.
Yeah, looking forward to Blades later. It's going to be good.
But to tie it back then to Eon and what we've just been doing, I feel like me personally, I could do with almost half or almost even a third of these sort of inns. Because there are so many of them now that now it's like we're almost grasping for straws trying to tie everything together. And I mean, it is essentially for inspiration, isn't it? Like, I feel like what I would do if I would do this, I would probably like, okay, now you get to cross off 3 of these or whatever. Like these ones go away and you still get whatever attributes and stuff like that. But because I also like the idea of kind of killing darlings in a way and make things a little bit more sparse because you've got a little bit more space to move it in other directions as well.
That's a good point.
Yeah. That is a good point. Now I did actually push you guys to like, okay, we're going to use these as inspirations. But just like you said, maybe look, you roll something in one of these lists, and you go like, I can't tie this into like my character's backstory. Just skip that and use the stats.
Yeah.
So you, like you said, you skip that part because it's not relevant to the character story, or I can't tie it together to the adventure or the other guys. I just strike that and just use the stats.
Yeah.
So
you can have, or you can also keep it like a very small note somewhere, like and later on in the adventure, maybe like, oh wait,
bring that back in.
Yeah. Or maybe it's something that the GM throws in, like, oh, but you remember that thing that happened just for you? Oh, God, that's coming back to bite me in the ass.
Okay, or someone comes up and suddenly accuses you of something, and you're like, I have no recollection of that. Don't remember it at all. But it is there.
It's there. It's right there. Yeah. So, we're out of time.
Okay.
We're out of time, and we have just dipped the toes in character creation. But this is my kind of just games in general. I really like to get really stuck into these kind of things, and these character creation. Almost every time I create a character, it's like, oh man, I want to play this now. I want to play it because I really feel like
you're invested.
You're invested in it, and you took your time doing it.
Sure.
And that's a thing for me. When I do something, I want to do it properly.
Yeah.
That's sort of what I feel like when these simple systems, which are very easy to get into and just have fun and play, but it's like, I want the depth. I want that, like, I want to really get stuck in there and feel invested in it. So but it's interesting to hear. And I thank you very much.
No, thank you for inviting.
For being here. This has been an interesting experiment for me as well.
Great.
So thank you guys for being here.
For the invite.
Thank you guys for watching. Where are you? And for everyone here. Yay! And we're out.
Great.
I'm great at outros as well.
Awesome. Thanks so much. That was fun.